major update. Our dear brother, the mayor, all right, Mondale Robinson, exonerated. Let's remind everyone of the original story. Here it is.
But what happened was my baby sister called me, my youngest sister called me and told me that the FBI agents were at my mother's house where she's staying right now. And I was like, great, they're investigating this racist leaflet. She's like, no, they're investigating you and I for throwing these leaflets. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I make her put me on speakerphone so I can hear what's going on and also interact with the agents. And that's when it got extremely interesting to me. And also I saw what was at play right now. These are the same organization that was investigating me for tearing down the statue, and they were loud about that investigation. But when they dropped those charges, they didn't say anything to any of the media sources that they had previously spoken to, which is why some people thought that this topic that you was covering a couple of days ago, Doc, was an old topic, when in actuality, this is brand new. This is them now investigating me for throwing racist leaflets when we know this is not the case at all. And also the Loyal White Knights has a long history of behaving like this throughout the state. Not only did they not contact me about who could have done this or follow up on the Loyal White Knights, who, like I said, has already behaved in this manner for the past decade or more throughout our state, they also haven't been to my office to pick up the evidence that I told them about a year ago when they were investigating me about the monument, the death threats, the racist emails, and also letters. They're still sitting on my desk. Not only that, they didn't even have a clue that the sheriff, the county sheriff, Halifax County Sheriff, had collected about 50 of these leaflets from people's yard the day that it happened. And I know that to be true because when I asked them in my mother's living room, have you all fingerprinted or investigated the leaflets? And he was like, oh, I got a picture of it, is what Officer or Agent Richey said. And I said, a picture? Why haven't you picked up any? He was like, well, there's no need for us to go to people's house and try to pick them up. It's a year later, and that evidence will be contaminated. I said, people's house contaminated. The sheriff came that day and picked up 50 of them.
All right. So put up his picture full mass. I want to explain a couple of things here. When he was first elected mayor, okay? This was during the big debate about racist statues. As state governments, they were passing all of these laws about you cannot do anything to them that is protected property. So when he got elected mayor, he couldn't get anyone from the state to do the right thing by removing these symbols of racism. So what did he do? Well, the good mayor of Enfield, North Carolina, got a hammer and tried to tear it down. Well, the hammer didn't work. We're talking about old school, real racist material here. So he got a bulldozer. And he had a friend out to bulldoze it down, put it on live. And he was then under criminal investigation by his own chief of police that ended up being a state investigation. And in the midst of this, the local KK clown chapter decided to put in their voicemail his name and make him enemy number one. And then leaflets, flyers, racist leaflets appeared. And he came on this show, came right here. And he said, it's been a year plus. No movement, no investigation. We don't know what's going on. And then days after that, days after he said that, his sister calls. She says, brother, the SBI, that's your state investigative authority, they're at the house. He says, good, because he thinks they are there because the investigation is moving forward. She says, no. They're here to investigate us. And so now he's under investigation again, according to their theory, at least at the time. They said he put the leaflets out, okay? Now, this is what has changed. Here it is.
Yes, is this Mayor Robertson?
Yeah, you can just call me Mondel or William, man.
Okay, Mr. Mondale Robinson, this is Scott Fairclough. How are you?
I'm good, how are you? I spoke to my sister a few minutes ago. She said she had I needed to call you because you had something you wanted to tell me?
I have called her just a few minutes ago. I've got her polygraph scheduled for September the 19th, 2023 at 10 a.m. I am going to do that polygraph in Greenville at our district office in Greenville, which is Boulevard in Greenville. At this time, I'm not going to polygraph you at this time, Mr. Mondale.
Okay, and is there a reason? Because I don't want people saying crazy stuff about me. It's already people. Go ahead.
I do not need to polygraph you at this time, sir.
And is there a reason?
No, there's not. I just do not need to interview. I do not need to polygraph you at this time.
So are you guys not focusing on me anymore?
I have asked Miss would she be willing to take one, and she said that she would be willing to take one. The purpose of me calling her was to inform her not to come to Raleigh, but that I had spoken with the polygraph examiner, and I was going to do it in Greenville, and I would not be polygraphing you at this time.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
You have a good day, sir.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Yeah. So according to the mayor, his sister eventually did take the polygraph and she passed it. He claims he was told they no longer had interest in talking to him regards to the investigation. And he assumes that after passing her polygraph, that they no longer have interest in talking to her further as well. The letter that was left in the yards of many residents under his jurisdiction is this one. It says, "White people of Enfield, you have let an N-word tyrant stomp on your heritage. What will you do? Don't let them get away with anything. Signed, Loyal White Knights." That's the largest section of the KKK. Did you polygraph the Grand Wizard, sir? No, I'm asking, did you? Oh, let me help you out. When you all meet on Monday evening, 7 p.m., did you ask them, are you willing to take a polygraph? Put them up full mass. This is your SBI director, State Investigative Authority, Bob Shamir, whose agent, Scott Faircloth, was questioned by Mayor Robinson as to why they were investigating him and his family. Possible motive for the initial investigation, quote, "For a year now, I've been calling for an investigation into the racist threats I received, the doxing of all my information on racist websites, and the racist leaflets left in residents' yards. But not until I challenge Secretary Eddie Buffalo publicly do I find out there is an investigation, but not of racist. Instead, they were investigating me," end quote. We are happy to hear that it seems as if, based on what the mayor has at least access to information-wise, there is no longer an investigation into him or his family. It would be, well, an act of courtesy for the authorities that be to provide some level of commentary, a statement, something that says, hey, we effed up. All right, Francesca, thoughts here.
I mean, this is just wild. This is a mayor, and this is how he's being treated as if he were the criminal here. And I just think a polygraph test, is that the best we got? Is that what we're doing? We're gonna polygraph his sister? Okay, sure. Why don't you just talk to the White Knights chapter? I'm sure they will gladly. They signed. How are you gonna investigate the mayor when the people who put out the leaflet signed the leaflet with their names? I mean, and this is again in all we are seeing when it comes to the legacies of white supremacy, this is the same stuff that the South has been dealing with for, since this country was founded. And this is what happened when we gave up on the Reconstruction, which is defending Black elected officials when they are elected to office. And again, don't like, look, I am so supportive of Mondale Robinson and his mayorship, but it is so hard to be a Black elected official in these towns where you have this racist violence coming for you. And I just feel like he should not be alone. There should be special protection. But again, if he was a white mayor who liked Confederate statues, imagine how different he would be treated. It is chilling, it is scary, and also just sending so much love and so much solidarity to Mondale.
There it is. Well said.